Well guys, what's going on? I want to start the video off today with congratulating a couple friends of mine. So TJ just got his caliber off the dyno, made 650 wheel, went to the track, and he went like a 1082 at 132 miles an hour. So welcome to the 10s, man. It's really cool. And then he got the car back and he found some issues with it. So he's getting those issues fixed. He's going back to the track. So the power number it made and with the issues that he found going a 1080 with where it was, I'm gonna guess that he is probably gonna end up seeing somewhere between, on his next outing, I'd like to see the car go somewhere in the 50s, maybe even a low 60, like a 63, something like that. But that car, ideally, when he's got it figured out, should be a 1030 car. He's just got to get it there. So once he does, it's gonna be a lot of fun seeing that car come together. So he's coming together. Matt, I think, is waiting to go to the track, and then Jeremy blew the motor up. So he wants me to pull the motor out of his caliber. I just got to see if I can get some time with everything else that we got going on around here to get that motor out of his car, and then see if somebody can rebuild it for him, and then maybe drop it back in, or at least, you know, give him a hand getting to that point. So we'll play all that by ear though when that happens. So unless for whatever reason he goes and he gets it all figured out before I get a chance to. So, and if he does, that's super cool. I mean, if somebody else can give him a hand and he can get it done sooner, more power to him. So yeah, so TJ went his 1080, and then Greg took the Hellcat truck to Milan, and he ended up going like, I forget what the ET was. It was low, and it was in the 1030s, I believe, and he trapped 139. So that's really cool to see that truck go that quick. Can't wait for that thing to go 9s next year. It's not far. And then also, Chris put the car on E85, went to the racetrack in his Neon, his 5855 power or turbo bay powered Neon SRT4, which is, it's also another red car. I don't think it's an ACR, but it is red. I know that. But anyway, he went a 1016 at 143 miles an hour. That car is flying for a 58 millimeter. So, and that's the guy that I'm actually chasing to try and get the BWS record. I'm only 0.03 away from that record with that car right now. So we'll take care of a couple things with this car. We'll make some changes, and we'll go out and we'll go back. I know this car's got at least 135 miles an hour in it. I'd like to see it go 136, 137. We'll see. Just got to see if I can squeeze some more power out of the top end. That way, when we're riding fourth gear, I can actually carry power out. So if I can sacrifice a couple hundred down low, that's the goal with the cam, or with the valve springs. We'll put that stuff in, put the cam, or take it to the dyno, play with cam time, and get that thing back. See if we can go for that record. He's got himself a really fast Neon, guys. Anyway, that being said, congratulations to all three of you guys. It's super sick seeing how fast you guys went over the past week and couple days now. I guess it's been 10 years ago when you wanted to build a car. You know, one of these Neons. If you were going 10s, that was awesome. Now, if you ain't going 1050s, you ain't even in the top 50 on the page anymore. So it's just kind of crazy. But anyway, so it has been probably about a week actually since I've been out here in the garage to do anything. Last time I was out here, we shot with that white car just to give you guys a rundown of what the car actually was, because of all the questions I was getting on what the car, you know, what all the parts we were using, how much power it made and things like that. So put that video together, gave everybody as much information as I could. And then pretty much I was at that point with the red car here that I was going to go through all of my wiring so I could find some specific wires, which are these. So these are PCM pins. So I got a bunch of circuits and stuff that I had removed but left the lead on for the ECM, just for this reason. So the leads that come out of the ECM connectors for the toys harness here are pretty short, where they come off of the connector body itself. So what I had in my mind is I'm gonna take the leads out of the ECM itself, replace it with a longer lead, get a connector on, or you know, get a lead on there that's got 6 or 8 inches, a little bit of flex, and then I can take this harness here, make them all the same length, make it one connector, and then I can just run various links from the ECM up to where I'm gonna plug this into, and then we got everything. So there is one lead that comes out of the ECM on the engine harness, and then the rest of the leads are all in the body harness. So we're gonna use that single connector, or that single inline connector for that one lead, and then the other 5 are just gonna run through the other connector there. So instead of having to try to get these wires to splice together, because when it plugs in the ECM, they're actually about that far apart, and that would never make the bridge. So instead of trying to splice those wires, take as much tension away from that harness as possible so we don't have to worry about damaging the wire, and it just looks better when you don't have the repairs in there. So we're gonna get all that stuff tied in, and that's really gonna be the plan today, is to do that. So we're gonna get the wiring done on here. I'm gonna get the clutch switch hooked up for the watt box, and then I did feel the pedal sitting in the car. So the pedal does feel good. I won't really know much else until I can actually start it because I'm not sure how this spec clutch is going to respond. I've never used one. The pedal feels right though, so we'll see how it is and I'll make adjustments from there. Unless it's something he's comfortable with, I'll probably just let him feel it and I'll adjust the pedal as he likes. And then he can take this thing home when it's done. But we're still waiting on the turbo. I haven't heard anything yet. The wastegate, we're working on EGP with the firing. I did get it. It is slightly small. I sent Jason an email back, just waiting to hear if it would be okay for me to send the original wastegate that we have to him, or if those are the only two options they got and we're gonna have to look for another wastegate. So throughout the week, what started was I was gonna go through some wire for that car for those ECM leads, and by the time I started going through the wire, I looked at everything else that I had and it just snowballed into something crazy. I ended up going through the attic, I ended up going through my basement, living room, dining room, the garage. I basically took all of the neon, well, basically just took all the parts that I have in my house except for wheels and tires, and then just reorganized everything, got everything that I need, everything that I'm gonna keep in one spot and everything I'm gonna sell in another spot. And then after that, it just started into the rest of the stuff. So me and the wife kept cleaning the basement to clean it up. We took all our bottles and cans back because we had over 2 shopping carts full of bags that we had from the whole COVID deal that we've slowly been trying to take in. So we took them all in, got all that stuff taken care of before they do reenact any more restrictions on the COVID deal here. But so that started, and then we ended up cleaning the living room, we ended up cleaning the dining room, and that was after just the parts. So after the parts, it was everything else we started going through to try and clean it up because it's getting about that time where she wants to put her Christmas stuff up. So she wanted me to have certain things out of the way, and I kind of laughed at her, and then ended up, we just took care of it. I'm gonna clean the toolbox up here a little bit. I got some tools in a bag here from when we went over to Josh's house still that we ended up not using because we just did the Halloween thing, and that was pretty much it. So I'm gonna get this thing cleaned up here, and then I'll bring you guys back in when we start working on this red car. Got all my stuff cleaned up. What we're gonna do now is work on this wiring with the car. So I got a couple wires set aside, and I was just going through them, trying to get as close to the wire color as I can. So we got all our leads now. Gonna go ahead and bust these connectors open, stick the leads in here, get them all to the same length, and start pinning them and shoving them in a connector body. This might be longer than they look, guys. Because this wire comes down. Does this one come down? Oh no, that's right out of these. Okay, so these two definitely have to be changed. I might not have to change these. Yeah, that's gonna be good. All right, look at that. Less work for me. Yay! I'm okay with that though. If I can terminate these and then get that other lead to meet it, perfect. Okay, so that's gonna be 3 wires we don't need to do. Wouldn't that be nice if the PCM one wasn't like that too, so I just had to work on this one? Let's find out. I think I got lucky. Wow! All right. That one didn't really matter though. Yeah, that one didn't really matter because I might tuck this one back in a little bit. But like I'm saying, it don't matter though because it's its own lead. So this one has to come apart separate of these two. So that's cool. I don't have to take that one apart though. I don't have to change that lead. So that's another one I don't have to do. So now we just got to do these 2. There's also some other leads which are inside of there. They're tied up here. These are for the intercooler spray, which he doesn't have. He's not gonna have a washer bottle anyway, so he can't use them. So I'm gonna shrink wrap those wires and I'll just tuck them inside of here. So we'll just dead them off. That way we don't have to worry about them touching and clean it up a little bit. And then I'm gonna shorten this. And let me see how these wires are gonna be, how long. That'll give me an idea of what I got to work with. That's gonna be way short. So I can actually shorten it up about that much. And I might put a little bit of slack to the harness and kind of tuck it off to the side a little bit. But we're definitely gonna be cutting this harness off at least right here. And then I can add the connector for the toy box so we can get all that stuff hooked up. I looked at it and I set up a plan, and then I put a male terminal on where I wanted to have a female on the ECM side. And that's just because the ECM connectors themselves are female. Keep it kind of uniform. There we go. Not bad, actually. Again. Pull it back a little bit. Squeeze it again. And then, there we go. First one done. Orientation of the pin on the wire is a big deal too, because you can take some stress off it that way. There. So that one's in. Three out of 5 on the PCM side. See if I can get you guys to see this too. Set this deal in here. See where we lay. Alright. So if we actually go behind it, like this, what I can do . Alright, just doing some verification before I start chopping. So this one I'm going to leave separate for now because that's going to the ECM itself, or to the engine harness. And these 4 or 5 are what I need to go here. So we're going to need to go just the other side of the body on this. Cut the first one a little longer just so we get a good trial. Actually, I'll cut them all a little bit longer. We got it routed in there. It's just how we want it. So I'm gonna put a zip tie here to hold the wire there, and then probably another one. I might have an actual retainer that's a zip tie that goes around here, and then it's got a Christmas tree I could stick through that hole. It'll keep the harness right there. So if I can find one, I'll use it. If not, then hopefully just that one will take care of it. But this is the best part. There's the toy harness. And then we got this single wire here that I got to run in yet, which comes off of the ECM lead right here. So let's do that right now. Oof. Well, at least I noticed it before I got to that point. Forgot the shrink wrap. You can see the glue coming out either end. That's the sealer that's inside of it. That way you don't have to worry about moisture getting in there and corroding your connection. Okay, that side's done. Get this clutch switch plugged in. Clutch switch hooked up. Got the wire ran up here so we can hook the watt box right to that. And then I just gotta take the dash pad off to run the shift light somewhere. So that part's done. So let's get this catch can here. Probably didn't see any of that. Didn't realize I had the camera aimed up. But we got the catch can in, jack valve, and then just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put some zip ties on the boot side. This side should never see pressure. It'll only ever see vacuum. Maybe whatever crankcase pressure is, but it won't be enough to ever blow it off or cause an issue. So we're just gonna leave those unhooked. And I'm gonna get these guys tagged on here. And catch can stuff will be done. Another thing off the list. We did get the catch can in, got the up pipe in, got the wiring done. All the lines are ran, just got to hook up the PCV valve end here and then tie that guy off. We'll leave it there. I got enough room I can open the door at least. The only thing I wanted to do was get it off of the corner of the cement here. So the sidewall of the tire was sitting right here on the crease of the cement and I just wanted to get it over and off that. Plus I got a little bit of walking space here, so. Till tomorrow, guys. I think this one's gonna be it. So tomorrow, whatever day I get out here next this week, whether it's tomorrow or Thursday or Friday or whatever, I'm gonna try and hang the fenders on and see if we can align those in the bumper with the hood hinges. And then I will go get a hood and or just take that one off the car and bolt it on this one and see if we can get everything kind of lined up pretty good. That'll pretty much be where we sit until we get a turbocharger. So that being said, I wanted to run out of parts last weekend. Ended up doing all that stuff, cleaning the house and taking care of other things that we've been putting off for a while. Like I said, all that stuff is done and out of the way though, so now all my time I pretty much got it freed up between work and just the garage. So unless something else pops up here that's of urgent importance in the near future, we should be able to run out of parts on this car, if not by Friday, this weekend for sure. And in the meantime, while we're waiting on the turbo to show up for this car, I can start working on the motor for that blue one and then see if we can get that somewhere. Because if I can get the motor put together, I can put a clutch on, get the trans in, and then I could just push the white one out for a couple hours one day before it gets super cold or wet. Blue one in here, set the motor and trans in it, set the hood on, get that thing bolted down because I did bring it in, it's sitting on the roof now. I guess just keep working on it until it gets to that point where I want to go inside or it starts to rain or snow or whatever the case may be at that time. And then we'll just push it back outside, get the white one in and call it a night for that one. So we should hopefully start seeing these parts piles diminish. I can't wait. We'll see where we go. And I'm trying to shuffle things around so I can try and pick up a billet input shaft for it. I'm not 100% sure what we're doing yet. If it's still on a stock trans, I probably won't put the nitrous on it. I could just put it on E85 and do more good for the car than it would for me to do gas and nitrous. So the only downside is if we do travel, you know, drive out to California or something, is I would have to take some fuel there to make sure that I don't have to run out. So anyway, I'm rambling on. So like I said, got the car pushed over. We got a good piece done today. I got done what I wanted to do and then a little bit more. I wanted to get the wiring done at least and see what I had time for my plans with my buddies and then see what I had left. So we got the wiring done in a good amount of time. I only had to do those 2 pins in the ECM connector, which definitely saved me a bunch of time. So we got that in, catch can, blow off valve. So the cold side is done. Just got to work on getting the rest of the boost lines done, at least up until the wastegate and the turbo. I'm gonna clean up my tools and stuff, guys. I definitely appreciate you checking us out. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Definitely check out our Facebook, check out our Instagram. Links are in the description. You guys have yourself a good one. Stay safe, and we'll see you at the track. Thanks.